Hey, beautiful. Welcome to the Not Another Mom podcast. It's time to take that mom hat off because this is after hours and I'm making you off the clock. This podcast is here to help you know your worth because damn girl, you're a goddess who deserves to live the life of your dreams. I'm your host, Leslie Sprague, and we talk everything from manifesting to motherhood. Yes, those little monkeys will still creep in here or there. Spirituality to girl talk with your besties, and from business to finding that balance in life. I'm here to remind you that you are worth it. Life gets to be easy for you, and your dreams really can come true. So grab your favorite glass of wine, craft beer, or if you're a whiskey and diet kind of girl, grab that and let's get this show on the road. Hi everybody, and welcome back to another episode of It's Not Just Another Mom podcast. I am your host, Leslie, and I am so grateful that you are here this week. Okay. Let's dive in. This week, we are going to be chatting about the connection between your body and your manifesting and what that looks like when we hold on to fears, what that looks like when we let them go, and all about like feeling emotions in your body while you're manifesting as well. So let's start with the emotional part. So when you are working on your manifesting, it is so incredibly important to actually feel the emotions that you would be feeling when you manifest the thing that you are working towards. So the first thing that is popping into my head is your dream house, for example. So when you are living in your dream house, how does it feel? What are you doing in your dream house? Like, how does it feel? Do you feel calm and relaxed there? Is it like a creative vortex for you? Is there lots of excitement and entertaining and joy and love and all those things? What is it that you are feeling when you're in your dream house? So once you get connected to that feeling, because your body and your mind, quite frankly, does not know the difference between what is real and what you're currently living and what is imagined. It doesn't know the difference. And that's how amazing that this is. And I think that this is like quite often a missing link for people, is people don't realize they have to put the emotion and all that connected to it. And when you are feeling the excitement or the calm or the relaxation or whatever it is you're feeling for that thing that you're manifesting, that's when you also raise your vibrations too. It changes the frequency that you are available for. So that is one key component, because when you are feeling excited about your dream property and your heart starts to get more beat faster that first time you're driving in the driveway, how would that feel driving in the driveway of your new place? Like, when you feel those in your body, it is an incredible aid in your manifestations. So that is one key element in the connection between your body and your manifesting. The second key element to your manifesting and your body is about your limiting beliefs and fears and old emotions also that are stored in your body. So your body actually, like if you are the type of person that likes to bottle their emotions up, like I'm just going to stuff them down to the bottom so that I don't have to deal with them. I have been this type of person before, and I'm learning to let go of those things and move on and move forward. When we don't deal with these things, our body needs to store them somewhere, store them for later when we are ready to address them. So it puts them in our body. And sometimes this can show up as well as like weight gain in certain ways. If you keep bottling and bottling and bottling, the body has no choice but to expand. So, for example, let's look at your thoughts around your manifesting abilities. If you think that you can't manifest, or I've tried manifesting before and I just don't do it right, or it just doesn't work for me, I'm not lucky like those other people that can manifest. Those are the stories and the limiting beliefs that you are telling yourself. And those are on replay in your body. So when we are looking at those, the way I love to do it is I like to journal out how I want, when you're doing your journaling, journal out what you're calling in. Just let the world run wild and just jot everything down and get in that flow, letting that energy, connecting to that energy. But then once I've finished what I want to call in for the day, I look at each particular thing. So if the one thing is your dream property and your dream home, when you have a look at it, is there any fears that come up into your mind? If there is, what are they? Maybe it's that your dream property will be, you're actually propelling it away because you think it's going to be too much work and you're not going to have the time, or you don't want to do that much work at your dream property, but you want the ambience of that. That is something that's holding your dream back. And when we look at that, it's like, oh, yeah, I could see why that's kind of pushing it away. It's not welcoming it in because you're having those thoughts about all the work it's going to be. But the beauty of it is, if it is too much work, you get tired out. You get to, or you get to spend a little bit more time in nature doing some of those things. Mostly what I'm picturing when I'm talking about that is like outdoor work, like yard work and all that kind of thing. So when you acknowledge that fear or that limiting belief is present, I want you to take a moment and close your eyes and figure out, okay, where is this showing up in my body? Maybe this is something that you're having trouble digesting and is sitting right in your stomach area. Maybe this is a story that you don't realize is playing like a record player constantly in your head. And maybe there's it draws you to a physical picture of your record player playing in your head. Take a moment, find out where it is in your body. Then what you want to do from there is you want to take it out. This is where tapping into your imagination and your playful self is really key, because quite often we can get caught up in our heads and we don't like we think we're doing something wrong, but you're not. Whatever comes to mind, trust that and honor that, because I think I've said this before and I'll say it again. The way I do things and the way things show up for me is not necessarily the exact same as how they're going to show up for you. So when you acknowledge where it is, what's going on, then you begin to clear it. Whatever that looks like for you. I've done a clearing before where I noticed that there were some limiting beliefs that are coming up for me, and I was like, oh, good Lord. And what immediately came to mind to me was, like, energetically and in my mind's eye, I grabbed a garbage bag and I tossed all of those limiting beliefs into the garbage. Whatever is being called to you to get rid of it, that's what you need to do. And it's on an energetic level in your mind's eye. So whatever's coming up for you. And then from there, what you do is you replace that space with diamond white light or a loving energy presence. The reason that we replace it with something right away is because when you are looking at, I'm going to use a glass of water, for example. If you have a glass of water that is half full with water, we've seen this before, there are arguments where it's either half empty or it's half full. But I look at it as constantly being full, because the farther you drink the water down, the more that it is replaced with air. So just because the water's going down doesn't mean it's completely empty. There is still air in there. So if we don't consciously replace it with something intentional, it's going to fill with something else, something that you're maybe not ready to deal with yet again. That space is going to fill. So just replacing it with that cleansing, diamond white light, that loving energy. And that is like sort of the process that I go through when I am working with those, because your body is always talking to you. It is always communicating with you. When you manifest some sort of injury or something like that, I can remember doing a boot camp, and it was an outdoor boot camp, and we were running up the hill over these like wooden blocks and kind of like doing hurdles. And I slipped on one and banged my knee on it really hard. And after looking at it a little bit, I was like, okay, your knees are about your fears too, because like when you're having those scary moments, it can sometimes feel like your knees want to buckle. And I was like, okay, I need to start dealing with my fears. So they always show up. When you hear of the person who says, I was so busy, so busy, but then I broke my leg and now I'm forced to sit here. That is because you were ignoring the signs that were telling you that you need to slow down. You need to slow down. It took matters into its own hands, and it forced you to slow down. The same can be said for what the world is experiencing right now with COVID and all that stuff. It was the universe's way of slowing humanity down. So if you're not paying attention, that is when your body forces you to do it. It is always getting us to pay attention to what's going on. So that's why the connection to the body is so important when you are manifesting. So I think that is all of the data download, intuitive download, whatever you want to call it, I have on this subject for you guys today. But if you have any questions about doing this, or you want to chat about it further, or if this episode like absolutely really clicked for you, please send me a tag me on your Insta stories with a screenshot of this episode, or send me a DM if you have any questions or want to chat about this further, because this is like one of my most favorite things to look at. So until next week, I will see you guys later. Have an amazing week. Thank you so much for listening. If you love this episode, will you do me a favor and help spread the love? Go ahead and leave a 5-star review and share this episode on your Insta stories. If we aren't yet connected on Instagram, come follow me at Leslie & Co XO. And since everybody spells my name wrong, that's Lesley & Co XO. And leave me a line and say hi. Have an amazing day, beautiful, and we'll catch you next week.